What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lil L, and you know I'm a singer, dancer, rapper, host, a little bit of everything.
Artist activist.
Artist activist. I am here. We live, y'all. We live. Season 3. We are live in concert today. I got the amazing Mr. Swoop Swoop, Swoop Swoop, Mr. Dope. We talk about Through the Looking Glass. We talk about Wonderland. We talk about Gravity Won't Hold Me Down. We talk about Lotus. We talk. Listen, we here in Cedar Lake, Indiana. Everybody, welcome the King of Cedar Lake, Mic.Over. Woo!
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks for having me. Thanks for coming out.
Oh yes, sir. You was on season 2, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But it was the Zoom. You know? I was working with the Zoom. You know, I was practicing working with the Zoom, and now we are here
in the flesh.
In the flesh today.
In the flesh.
So further, I say, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Life's been good. You know, been rolling with the punches. Been making a lot of music, learning a lot about software, and working on another album, working on a few albums,
yes, sir.
Working on a few singles.
Yes, sir.
Been exercising, eating good.
Can't
complain.
I can see, because me and Mike, we was playing ball. It was the other week. Oh, man, I'm telling you, probably almost 2 weeks ago. And this man can ball. He really can ball.
I hoop.
I hoop.
I hoop.
You
okay?
Yeah,
I hoop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Brandon, he was on my team. Charles Brambino, he was on my team.
Yeah, Brandon's jumper is whack though.
I was feeding it to him though. That last game before we had to do tiebreaker, I was feeding it to him. I couldn't shoot a lick. I could dunk, but I couldn't shoot a lick. But the ball, it had no grip. It had no grip on it. Steady look, like, bro, what there ain't no grip.
For real.
But yes, so first thing I want to say is, you know, for the ones that don't know, in Cedar Lake is 40 minutes away, no, 30 minutes away from Hammond, probably 30 to like 40 minutes away from Hammond, and we got like 30 minutes away from Highland. Then, you know, you got Sherrville, all them, like Northwest Indiana Lake County is built into one. It's like you go one place, you're in the middle of 3 other ones.
Yeah.
You know, and Cedar Lake, this whole weekend have been able to have a tour of Cedar Lake. Like I feel like I got initiated into being a possible lake rat.
A lake rat. Up and coming. We a dying breed out here. I always go around. I wonder where all the lake rat kids are. And then I'm like, oh, they're probably just inside playing Fortnite, not doing goon shit outside. But lake rats gotta stay outside.
Oh yeah.
Stay on our toes.
Yes. So I remember when I came to SIP and I heard you performing Gravity. I remember because I said some of this on the first episode. We just gonna, for the ones that's, you know, we got your attention now, we're gonna bring you in. We're gonna kind of go in reverse and to bring you back, fast forward to present.
A little recap.
Yeah, a little recap.
Yeah.
So I remember traveling, shout out to Station T, my brother, coming over and literally, like, you know, meeting you, seeing you and everything, and this is our first open mic, and you was sitting there, you playing Gravity, you know, you had the hat on, you know, had the backpack, no, not the backpack, you had the guitar case.
Yeah,
you had the guitar case, and you was ready, had the amp and all that stuff, and, you know, performing, like, yep, playing. And then, you know, we came up next, and I just seen your face, it was like a glow, and just, you know, with the staff, and you're just like amazing to see the community, how it flourished from back when, even before I came, to like now.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
You know, now that's the recap. Now we're gonna get into some new stuff. So talk about this Wonderland album.
So Wonderland is very inspired by music I listened to in my youth, because I grew up on like pop punk music, like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, all that emo shit. I didn't really get into like emo rap till I was probably 23, 24. I was more in, I'm more into hip hop, you know, I'm more into that psychedelic hip hop, like spiritual shit, not even necessarily like, just, I'm more into hip hop than I am rap. So I'd say this is like my first, in my eyes, my first rap album. I mean, all my projects are more rappy, but they're definitely, you could tell the more boom bap influence and the more lyrical influence. So this album was inspired by like a lot of emotions I've been going through, a couple relationships I was coming in and out of, and basically it was all inspired by this really bad situation and relationship I had with this one girl, and then like kind of like finding some sort of like self-love through it, and then falling in love again with someone. Totally like an emotional project about love, mixed in with, even though I'm transitioning into this like more poppy or rap shit, I still got 3 wishes, I still got fairies, I still got my bars, I still like, I still threw like that old Mic.Over on the project. And honestly, 3 Wishes is my favorite song off the project, probably The Moon or 3 Wishes. But yeah, I'd say the biggest inspiration in Wonderland in itself is a trip down that rabbit hole of falling in love. When you fall in love, you're falling. So it's like, it's that fall down the rabbit hole. That's Wonderland.
Nice. Because, and I love the shout out to who made the cover, Miss Tori.
Tori, shout out Tori. Tori's a legend. I love you, Tori. If you're watching this, Tori is one of the most beautiful humans I've ever met, and she's been there for me through a lot, and I appreciate it.
Yes, shout out to Tori, because that cover, and I seen when she did like the timeline, the time lapse of creating it, like from how it started to like
just even the different color palettes and everything. Like, I remember we met up like halfway through that, like probably 6 months before the album even drops. So is there any other things you'd want? There's a couple others. I was like, yeah, maybe throw this in here. That the aspect that like that whole cover is the scene of the tea party in Wonderland, just that gathering. But she incorporated all this new age, like macaroons and shit. Like macaroons are in Wonderland. Macaroons didn't exist, and like just that being like the macaroons itself, I was like, that is awesome. There's a lot of I'm gonna give y'all some gems. To the people that don't see this, they're gonna have to find their stuff. There's a lot of Easter eggs on the album cover. There's a lot of hidden. So the clock in this is my 4th album. It's coming from my 4th chakra. It's coming from my heart. Fairy, Standby, who produced the album and featured on the album, mixed it all, did everything. He's the fairy on the cover. His name used to be Fairy with a 4. It was like F4 1RY, like the 4 was an A. So 4 was just, that was the thing. It was just 4s, you know. That whole album was 4. And it's the Emperor card in Upright and Tarot, and like I talk about that in the song The Moon. I say I'm the Emperor, no longer an upside down 4, because I used to be Emperor in reverse, you know. I just wasn't stable, I didn't have my life together, and so there's a 4 on the clock, and the rabbit's clock. The rabbit's freaking out, looking at the time, and there's a 4 on it. There's a 4 card in my hat, the Mad Hatter hat. There's 4 lotuses on the cover. People don't realize that. Those pink flowers are lotus flowers. Lotus is my song. That's my soul song. Everybody knows that, you know. Everybody who knows me personally knows Lotus. And like that, my connection to that song. So there's 4 lotuses, and then Fairy being on there. It's just, it's incredible. Incredible. Few little Easter eggs on there.
Nice. Y'all here? Y'all gotta peep that out. You know, I remember I remember buying one. It was just exciting to be able to exceed because I like to buy merch. You know, y'all don't know. Like L likes to really like buy merch. Like
Yeah.
you know, like from artists, especially the artists that are close around. You know, so buying those CDs, buying whatever, shirts, hoodies, all that sorts of nature. Just
what you got on?
Oh, well,
what you got on right here? What you got on right
here?
Talk
about it. Shout out to the Go to Filmmaking RG. I'm repping the Midwest Hollywood merch. Midwest Hollywood Omega Man episode. If y'all want one of these, hit me up in the DM. I got you. We can talk about the prices. It's all going to Midwest Hollywood. So that might help me just.
Yeah, you gotta promote the merch. You gotta promote the merch. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So, I want to talk about, we have now in the day and age, and I would say Northwest Indiana, we have a series of a new era.
Oh, 100%.
We have a series of a new era, and it's like, I felt like when I came here, because Chicago was up there, so it's gonna be a melting pot. It's gonna trickle down here. Yeah. It's just a melting pot. And you got East Chicago, which is
we're Chicago's little brother over here in Northwest Indiana. Yeah. They call us Chicago land because we're so close. It's like people that can't afford to live in Chicago anymore move out here. They move to Hammond. They move to Gary. They move to Maryville. They move to
Yeah. So, with that being said, I would say, to get more explanation of it, you have, because we're the ones that don't know. Northwest Indiana is grand from the community that we could, because there's a series of other communities. It's a series. It's series. You got communities in Dyer, you got communities in Highland, you got communities, and at the same time, one thing that we have is a community where everybody from almost each area is
the whole. It's the whole region, bro. The whole region. Luckily, happily, I wish there was more people out here in Cedar Lake, but it seems like I'm out of the whole community. I'm the only artist that's really a part of this community that's from Cedar Lake.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else that's out here making music in Cedar Lake. That's a part of this era,
Yeah, because I remember the beatboxer that came there one day, he walked for 3 hours just to come to the mic.
Shout out Mythical.
3 hours.
He walked 3 hours just to perform for 5 minutes.
3 hours.
Killed it.
Now he walked for 3. I drove for 3.
Yeah.
That's some dedication.
Yeah.
That's some dedication.
Big time.
Yeah. So, as far as the area in the SIP community, the new era, we talking about, we got Friday, we talking about, we got Abigail the soon, Beast, we got Abigail.
Yeah, Abby J.
We got Ken Leon.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Ken. Don't get me started with that man, bro. He's so good.
Then we got Pulp Friction. Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Just dropped the EP recently.
Yes,
dropped the first EP.
Yes, it was, oh man, I love that Bird song.
Oh.
Shout out to Birds. Everybody talk about that. Shout out to Birds.
Yes.
We plugging them all in.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the new era?
As an artist and growing up around here and having a few homies that I kind of rapped with that they didn't necessarily take. One of my homies, the friend I started with, he took it real serious at first. We started making music. We were 16. We started dropping songs on SoundCloud. This is before the term SoundCloud rapper even existed. This is 2013. This is way back when, It's my junior year, It's almost a whole decade ago. But other than that, I've just been out here alone, And then I met Mary Lane, and, those were the homies. We were working, but once they left, bro, I really had nothing. And then once I started working at Sip Crown Point and started doing open mics, it was cool. The community was cool. The open mics were cool. But then, I moved to Arizona. This and that happened. When I came back and Sip Lakeside was made, everything changed. Everything changed. The way the community formed from, Paul Henry's Art Gallery people in Hammond, the Sip Highland people, just other people that have never been around any communities, and Sip Lakeside, everything just merged. And now there's a huge community full of artists who are literally, networking. There's kids that don't even like. The community isn't just artists. That's what I love. There's fans. It's friends, and it's just there's so many people. Pick and choose. There's like at least 80 people in this community, you know, and it's just local, and it's just so grassroots, and it's like this is where good things happen. This is where true artistry starts, you know. It's like knowing that I'm impacting and that we're impacting our community makes me happy, and that I can have fun doing it, have a good time. I have fans. I got kids that come out to my show that know the words to my songs. That's huge. That's huge. They know song names or requesting songs. That's huge. I've never had this, you know. I've always wanted to change the world on a large scale with music, and knowing that I'm doing it in my community is proof that I'm starting somewhere. So
yes. Love it.
Yeah, Sarah it's a blessing.
Yes,
it's a blessing.
And the thing about it is that with talk about like listening to the music, hearing the songs. I remember the first time, like I think it was the Live in Peace show.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was performing Dada.
Yeah.
And man, that had me messed up. And whenever and then because I remember that song, everybody say and everybody was just feeling it. Like everybody was feeling it. You was feeling it, and it was like the ultimate crowd participation. Because another thing that we don't gatekeep our events, our shows. Now it's certain ones that like you come in there and you do some disrespectful stuff, but it's disturbing.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go. But as far as how do you feel about how the freedom of expression and the freedom of artistry? Because think about it, we go to SIP and there's paintings on the wall. We go to SIP, some people are sculptors and there's poets, and it's like it shows there literally is. We don't pick genres. We don't say genres.
No.
We don't discriminate.
I think my favorite thing about the community, especially when it comes to open mics, whether that be SIP Highland, whether that be SIP Cedar Lake, whether that be other open mics around the community, my favorite part about the open mics is that they're open. I've been to jam nights, I've been to things where it's just, they want one thing. They don't want people up there rapping. They don't want people up there doing poetry. They don't want people up there doing they just want blues. And I play the blues. I give them that. I'll give them what they want because I love me some blues. But I don't care who's in the coffee house. And this sounds a little disrespectful. I don't care if there's a child and a 50-year-old woman. There's a sign on the door that says open mic. So just know that you're coming into a space full of artists. And if somebody's running around screaming, cussing, crying, somebody's saying inappropriate jokes, just know that's what you're coming into. You're coming into an open space to express. As long as you're not harming others, you just gotta express yourself, And that's as a host, as me throwing shows, especially shows, I've always wanted people to come out and be themselves. I got some kids that I play shows. They're like, so what's the vibe? Should I do some hype shit? Should I do some sad shit? Should I do some party shit, chill stuff? I'm like, they're like, so what everybody else doing? I'm like, don't worry, dude. I was like, for one, there's a metal band, bro, be yourself. Do what you want to do. Don't second guess yourself. Don't try to fit the algorithm. Don't try to fit in. Don't be insecure about just be yourself. Come up there, For real.
And even to open that up, what he just said, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, we're not here talking as if some people, they say, okay, they have their 15 minutes of fame and afterwards, oh, I made it, I did it, and your head is blown up like a balloon.
Yes.
We still are growing. But the thing about it is, we're not going to sit here and say that whole thing of, oh, I'm just a local artist.
Yeah.
No, I'm just no, you're an artist.
I've had people try to label me as a local artist. People like, and almost like in a positive way too. But there's like, oh, I love what you're doing on a local scale, like local artists, like local, whatever the hell. Like my album's in 61 countries right now. I'm not in millions of people's hands, but there's handfuls of people in each country listening to my shit's on basically every continent. So it's like, yes, I'm playing local shows, but like I'm not a local artist. Like I'm an artist who's involved in this community. I'm not a local artist. I'm an artist who's making an impact where he's at. If I move, no matter where I move, keep calling me local. Wherever I move, I'm going to impact where I'm at. Because that's where it starts, you know. Wherever you're at is where you can make a difference in your environment. Whether I move back to Arizona, I make an impact out there, California. Whether I move to freaking, I don't know, freaking Egypt or some shit. You know, it's like, I'm here to make an impact where I'm at, you know. And people think that it's like, oh, you're comfortable, like, you're just going to do this for the rest of your life. I'm like, no. Like, no, I mean, I'm going to play music for the rest of my life, no matter where I'm at, but, like, no, I got plans. Like, I got a far way to go, and I know where I'm headed, you know? And, like, not to be egotistical or anything, but it's just, like, as a, what someone would call a local artist, I got big city dreams, you know? Like, I got big dreams, you know? And I'm working toward those dreams in the present, and doors are opening, so, yeah.
And the thing about that, too, right? And everybody, because here at the Instant Girl podcast, we drop gems. We want you to leave with something. And at the same time, with that, want to be able to give you the information on the insight of creatives and artists that people don't talk about, that is necessary to talk about, because deep down inside, these gems is what they say, oh, well, you know, what's, you know, to say pay, basically it's like, oh yeah, well, the information is sold, not told. Well, right here, the information is so much information out there, you can't tell it all. So much information out there, you can't tell it all.
True.
And the thing about it, I'm about to cook. And the thing about it is that, ladies and gentlemen, artists, creators all over the world, and listeners, me and Mic.Over are still growing. It's like this community is still growing.
Yes.
You know, people, the ones that are quick to label are the ones that are going to be the ones to quick and go into rock bottom.
That's true.
You want to put yourself in a box. And speaking of that, when it comes to throwing shows, how's that experience been for you? Because think about it, throwing shows, everyone, you got venue, then you got artist lineup, then you got, okay, time frame, and the amount of time, like, it's just the planning, When I went on Mike's show, Mike's show, with his show, he told me, okay, listen, you got this time, you on the lineup on this direction, on second, third, last, whatever it may be, you know, then venue starts at that time. For the ones that want to be event planners out there and never know where to start, you know, you might be watching today, like, think about it, and you can look up in so many books on event planning, but just to get a synopsis of it, the smaller the venue, the micro management you have. The bigger the venue, the macro management you have.
100%.
Talk to him about this, Mike. Talk to him about this.
So, with throwing shows, I've been using some of the same venues for a while, and I'm trying to expand. But with these same venues, I've gotten to know the equipment. I had difficulties at my Wonderland show. I'm not gonna, and that wasn't necessarily my fault. That was because someone plugged in a different mixer to the mixer. But I'm always trying to find a blend of artistry that is different all across. That's going. I always have this mastermind plan. It's like, and it's not to get as many people out, but it is. It's to bring people from all walks of life. It's like, you got. Let's bring some metalheads out. Let's bring some hip hop kids out. Let's bring some punks out. Let's bring some blues kids out. You know, and let's just create and let's form this. And that's kind of how it started. You know, like with the Live in Peace show to like the next show to the next show, and then Moy started throwing shows, and it's just everything has intertwined. And throwing shows has always been very important to me, and it's always been like the forefront of like the community. Like open mics are huge, but the shows are really what like makes an impact, you know. And it's like open mics is to bring people together and to let everybody express themselves. Shows to me is I'm always trying to showcase artists and like not the people I think that are most important, but the people that I think have the most impact and that have something to share that could help the other artists that are trying to just get on, like get more established. And I've always just tried my best to just, I never want a show to be the same exact like show. Every show I try. Some of them, that's why it's like, me and Moy play almost every show together, so it's hard, but like that kind of same factor, it's just because we're like the David and Goliath of the community. Or no, like the, that's probably a bad David and Goliath.
He said David and Goliath. Wait, no,
like we're like, we're like the yin and yang to the, like we're two huge factors in the community, so us both being there is important to bring people out. Because people are like, they love our music. And I always try to switch up, you know, which people are playing other than us, you know? And it's just always trying to get new people in and trying to get new people on stage and new people in the door. Always. Trying to get new people on stage, new people in the door, and have a good time. Everybody be able to come and let go of whatever's going on in their life.
Right.
And with planning, it's for these smaller venues, it's just getting the artist out, getting a flyer made, making sure I have the time from the venue and the right equipment, and good to go. Promote it about 3 weeks to like a month and a half before, and it's Gucci.
How do you feel about growth as a solo artist as well? Because people often, because the thing about it is shifting the culture is a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
But also, you know, managing your own solo artist self is a lot of work. Do you have a balance between it, or how do you manage that?
I'd say my best way to manage it, and they almost feed into each other and help each other. Like me growing as a solo artist and me growing as this person who's involved in this community, who's trying to bring people together and like work with others, is that I'm always working real hard. I'm always connected with people online. I've got fans overseas. Like I'm always working real hard in that aspect. Where my music's growing, my numbers, if they're not crazy, but like I'm growing an audience. But at the same time, I take breaks from the community at times, like to write an album, to learn about I take breaks at times to kind of fill up my own cup instead of just pouring it out all over the place, and then I just have no water in my cup. It's almost like filling up my own cup till it runs over, and then it helps the whole community, you know. And being a part of the community's helped me as an artist too. Whether that be CD sales, whether that be more monthly listeners, whether that be more friends, more artists, producers, etc. You know, and connections and friends. And it's huge, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of connections, which you said a key word, how important is it to, I mean, because making connections out there is important.
So important.
It's important. But the discernment of the connection.
Say discernment?
Discernment of the connection.
It's my next single. That's crazy you said that. That's my next single.
Yes,
Y'all coming through. Discernment coming out soon. It's being mixed and mastered right now. Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's crazy you mentioned that, because
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was discernment.
I was thinking in my head, like, did I just spill the beans on accident or something like that? But the discernment of connections, it's just like, you know, when you do collaborations, like, I know for a fact that you, because at the same time, you being looked at and people are inspired by you. People that want to make connections. You know, now, when it comes to connections, what do you expect when it comes to a connection? Because I know you're gonna already know in your mind that, okay, well, based off connection, it could be anything. It could be, you know, promotion. It could be music videos. It could be, all right, let's make a song together. It could be design an album cover. It could be anything. When it comes to connections, how's that been for you, and how would you explain that being able to discern what connections stick?
So I try not to have high expectations, but I still have expectations, and the only expectation I really have is just like 50-50, you know? And it's like, when that's not there, I try to distance myself. I don't like waiting around. I don't like waiting around on stuff. I don't like having my other art get backed up because of this or that. And I don't like ego. So that's a huge thing. It's like when people are out here, everybody's got small townerism or whatever they say. Like, it's hard for me to even work with people like that because they think they're big shots, and like connections I want to make, I'm gonna make because, for one, I like your music, I like your art, I like who you are as a person. If I don't like your art and I don't like who you are as a person, I don't trust you. We probably ain't ever made a song together. We probably ain't ever worked on an album together. I'm staring at the camera saying this. If there has been a conversation or asked me to do something, to hop on a song, do this with me, it's probably because I don't like your art. No, not saying it's bad. It's not for me. I don't like your ego, and I don't like how you treat people. And I don't trust you. Just putting that out there. But yeah, discernment's huge, you know? Just, you know, using your intuition, you know? It's like, is this going to benefit me? Is this going to drain me? Is this going to make me look bad? Am I going to work with this person who's got a bad image going on? And not bad images, like on some, like, they got, like, pushed away, outcasted, more like bad image, like, I'm an ignorant person, people don't like me because I'm mean and I'm judgmental to everybody and I think I'm fucking hot shit. But, yeah, it's definitely... I work from my heart space. I always work from my heart space. So if I don't feel it in my heart, motherfuckers got me thinking. That's when I'm like, I shouldn't even be thinking right now. I'm trying to feel like, yeah.
And I'm gonna come back to the ego. But as far as I've thought about it, like, you know, one of my goals is to make lifetime connections. And the thing about it is that I mean that. Basically relationships. I tell people, like, I don't want to build clientele. I want to build relationships.
Yeah.
To where it lasts for years,
100%,
years and years.
100%.
And then it's like also learn too the hard way that, you know, because for me, I'm not regretting anything as far as how I got here, because I got here. But the thing about it is that it took me risks, you know, to get here. But at the same time,
a lot of risks.
Yeah, a lot of risks. Like, but when you're making connections, you know, it is so essential to, you know, because I say like this. I learned a lot that when making connections or, you know, doing collaborations with anything, it's like you have to understand that you have to get that 50% back. Like, what if you expect 100%. Nothing, you're gonna get nothing.
100%. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like I don't expect anything other than getting what I put back, you know. And it's like, whether that be love, whether that be hard work, anything, it's like I don't expect, say I'm like working with some artist that makes this kind of music, I don't expect them to like change up for me or something like that, you know. All I expect is for you to just put in the effort. Don't procrastinate. I don't like procrastinating. I can't. I never was a procrastinator when it comes to art. When it comes to art, I'll procrastinate with other things. Like, I'm like, oh, I should probably do yoga today. I don't do it till like 3 days from now. But like, when it comes to my art, it's all I really care about. So why would I even procrastinate it? You know, it's like, and I think that's been one thing that's bothered me with working with other people. Is people procrastinate, and people have like really bad ADHD, and they just jump around all over the place. And this is handfuls of people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And even with a group of people trying to get to everybody's talking for years about doing the same thing that we haven't done yet, and it's like, I used to be a part of a collective, I still am, but like I chose to distance myself and work on myself because nothing was getting done. It was just all talk, you know. 2 years later, I got 4 albums in the book, 4 classics in the book.
Yeah.
And 3 wrote, you know. Yeah, I got 3 albums wrote. Y'all just heard it. There will be a 5th, 6th, and 7th Mic.Over album.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And the thing I want to go back to is because this is what, and I'm gonna express this blueprint that I've been using at the same time, seeing it progress. I wouldn't say small, but we are in, basically it's like this. You know, Atlanta, Georgia is made up of smaller towns, and you got the main Georgia or whatever. I never went there. I just heard and seen the map. But Northwest Indiana is basically like, okay, if you want to say, okay, no, like always, I'm going down Northwest Indiana. Yeah. It don't matter where I'm at, you know, unless somebody's there. Oh, Sharonville, Maryville, you know, Gary or whatever like that nature, right?
Hammond, Cedar
and it's like
Crown Point.
These are all smaller towns coming together. One of the biggest towns, or you say cities, of Northwest Indiana is Hammond.
Hammond, hands down.
Because we're in Lake County.
Yeah.
You know. So the thing about it is, when it comes to Hammond, that's you know, people there. That's a persona there. Yeah. Then you go to Cedar Lake, that's a persona there. Maryville, I've been there. Been there like at a water park.
Maryville is basically like an expressway with a couple of neighborhoods and a mall. And a bunch of Maryville is basically like a highway.
Yeah.
With like that happens. People happen to live there, but it's more like it's where all the restaurants and malls and Walmart and shit is. Yeah.
So all these are small. You got Gary, then you got Dyer, Indiana. Is it Joliet?
Joliet's in Illinois.
Joliet's Illinois. But it feels so close. It feels so close.
Lansing and Joliet are real close. There are some amazing artists coming out of the Lansing Joliet scene, bro.
Okay.
Carter Slade, incredible. I'm pretty sure he's from Joliet. Check him out. Super Galactic Martian Slide. That shit eats. I'm pretty sure Harley Courage is from Lansing or Joliet. Makes some of the best music videos I've ever seen.
Yes.
Stop motion, all the claymation, insane. There's a whole thing going on in Joliet right now. There's a whole Vital's bringing together that whole community. Like they're doing, you know, music videos, shows, open mics, like artist showcase where they're doing like contests, like buy to get in, best verse wins, like to open up for this bigger artist, and like Joliet, they got their own thing going on over there on like that side, that border, like right there. And they got a lot going on there. And Juice WRLD's from Homewood. Juice WRLD's from that area. Homewood, Lansing, and Joliet are like slap dab. I played a show in Frankfurt, which is like not too far away from there. I actually opened up for Juice WRLD's DJ. I had like an open jam thing. But yeah, that area's got its own like era going on. It's sick.
Yeah. And so with these smaller towns, and you got the big town, which is Hammond, coming together, and you think about all of these in one at the SIP franchise. Think about that. And go ahead.
On that note, I've had people from that community come over to our SIPs and play too. Like even from different communities, like in Chicago, Michigan. He's from Michigan, but he's ours. He's in this community. But that don't hold him down. That don't hold him down. Now he's back in Michigan, playing festivals, playing fairs, playing open mics, playing artist showcases, you know.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the plug. He's reaching out to other, going down to South Bend in Indiana, like
Northeast Indiana.
Going over there,
Northeast. And I want to get back to
Bandit.
Yes. I want to get back to the ego.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm about to drop gems.
Get back to the ego. Then I want to talk about performing on stage, but I want to talk about the ego. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a product of your environment, I'm about to cook. If you are a product of your environment, you know, and what I mean by that is, if you allow your surroundings to dictate your amount of thinking, to dictate that, oh, I'm not a good enough artist, to dictate your success, what it will be. I say this. When it comes to being an artist, if you want to say and you want to embrace things, if I'm just a local artist and I do this for fun, by all means, no, I don't judge. We don't judge here at the Synch Era Pod. We don't judge here. We don't judge here. That's, you know, if that's what you want. All I say as an artist and an artist activist is, if you want to do something, do it and stand by it. It don't necessarily have to be whatever grand scheme somebody else has, somebody else wants, but do it to the fullest. Do it to the fullest. If you want to, hey, I want to go to all these spots and I just want to be the background music and I want to play the guitar. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Like Shia LaBeouf said, do it. Do it. If you want to be a drummer and be a session musician drummer, and you want to drum for all the bands like Fresh Hops and all the, do it. And this is not just with Indiana. This is with everywhere. With everywhere. Do it. But if you put something out there in the universe, in the atmosphere, if you don't want to reach up and grab it, and this is not singling out anybody, this is not me, oh, I'm flossing. I don't wear chains. I don't wear chains. Anything I wear is organic. That's the type.
You rocking crystals, boy. I got my moonstone. What you mean? This my bling, bro. I don't keep no bust down Rolex on me. I keep that rose quartz moonstone on me. What you know about energy?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's my spiritual ego.
Yes, yes. But
Another ego.
when it comes to ego, I'm going to say this. Everybody is not going to be happy. What I mean by that is you can't make everybody happy as you're doing things for the culture and you got people that are involved, other serious artists that are involved. This competition, competition aspect. So people like, oh, it is a competition. I'm trying to blow up. I'm trying to get this, that. I'm about to get signed by a label. I'm about to get this and that and all this stuff. And like I said, this is not singling out nobody, but the mindset of, oh, I'm too good for this, I'm too good for that, or oh, artists that will come up to you and be like, oh, let's do music, and then you don't even hear from them later on, and then it's like afterwards, oh, we doing music, remember we supposed to do that song, like, I'm finna go all the way around. When it comes to being an artist, my words of advice, as an artist activist, as a musician myself, because I'm feeling that Mike cooking, man, and I already know what Mike got to say. I believe that the community, not just the community here, but a lot of communities that are building, when you have a positive image, when you have image of, likeness, law of attraction. I mention these small towns because, and this is everywhere, but I mention these small towns because if we live in the area where if you not with this person, or if you do things with this person. I don't want to do stuff with you. If you try to gatekeep people from moving on, from being their best self, being their best artist, don't you know that when people come together from all different forms of life, I'm from Michigan, and I come down here to find my tribe. Why do we have to have a cliquism mentality? They're going to say, well, they're all over the country, all over the world, they're all over the United States, they're all over the Canada, all over. When it comes to being an artist, everybody got their own thing they want to do. When it comes to being an artist, if you don't come humble, if you come thinking like, it's different when you have confidence and you actually have something to show for it. But when you come and you thinking you all that, artists come. If a flute player got the longest flute in the world, come up there, and then miss a note. When they miss that note, but they bring it back. A person with a piccolo, it's about this small, come up there and miss a note. It's the same thing. We can't be too big-headed. It's been different things that I've dealt with, different things Mike dealt with, that, you know, say like if you go into like a competition and you're performing, you know, you're going in that competition. Okay, like yeah, it's a competitive thing. You go in there, you go crazy, get it. You come into a community. Oh, well, oh man, why this person playing like this? I can play better than that person. Or why is this person, you know, dancing? Look at their footwork. That's off a little bit. They ain't the correct footwork. Oh, I'ma show them how it's done. And then going up to, you know, people in communities that are like leading open mics and hosting open mics and hosting, you know, different shows or whatever. Coming up to them and trying to push a narrative. Oh, like, oh yeah, this is my music. This, that, third. And all of a sudden, they're saying to you, okay, well, come to the open mic. Come to the open mic, do your thing. And then you just feel like you the stuff. But 9 times out of 10, your stuff could probably be like, if we're being honest, 6 out of 10 quality. But it's that ego of, yeah. It's like, no. When it comes to ego in music, it's people out there that, you know, they can back it up. You know, they can back it up and they can perform and they can do all this stuff like that. But we talking about this small town syndrome. We talking about this cliquism. We talking about, oh, because I don't mess with that person. If you mess with that person, I'm no. Or, oh, well, if you doing stuff in Gary with this person, but then, oh, you do stuff in Highland, you can't mess with that person because you did that stuff with person. No. Or even if this, go perform, show phenomenal. I don't like it. I mean, and you go in front of the people, hug them, and, you know, have a good time. Later on, back talking like, you know, oh, that person, that person, I don't like that person or whatever. We too small for that. I'm guilty of trying to tap in that mindset, talk about, oh man, you know, I'm afraid if I do stuff with this person, oh, this person gonna hate me, but I got an idea. I had to get out of that. I had to get out of it because it was eating me alive.
Yeah.
It's eating me alive.
Yeah. Can't please everybody.
Can't please everybody. Can't make everybody happy.
You got guardians and you got gatekeepers.
Yeah.
You got guardians and you got gatekeepers. You got gatekeepers who are going to tell you how it is, what you should be doing, who you should stay away from, what kind of music you should be playing, where, things you, like places you shouldn't go, and this and that. And then you got guardians. Guardians hold the space for everybody. The guardians, they, you know, they aren't self-righteous. The gatekeepers are self-righteous. The guardians aren't self-righteous. They're selfless. And they still do a lot for themselves too. But they really carry people on their backs. You know, they're willing to carry somebody on their back, and not in like basketball, like, come on, I'm carrying the team. More like, I see you're hurt, let me carry you. You know, it's like, especially like a guardian, and say like, you got such an ego, you see someone miss a note, and you see them get you know, like, they get insecure about it, and then like, you're in your head, you're like, oh man, these people suck, they miss a note. A guardian's gonna go up to that person and be like, way to come back from that. Way to come back from that. Exactly what you're talking with the flutes. For one, ego. Everybody's got an ego. Is your ego helping you and others grow, or is it doing the opposite? You gotta earn your ego too. People think they're top dog in the community, in the world, whatever. They don't have accolades to show it. The bars ain't the best bars, and I'm not judging anybody. The bars ain't the best bars, and they sound like a lot of other people. They're trying to fit an image. Personally, me, I'm aware I have an ego. I'm aware that I don't think I'm better than anybody. I think that I'm the shit, though. I think people should have confidence. I'm awesome. I'm the shit. But not your shit. Like, it's like, I'm the shit, but you're just a piece of shit. Like, fuck that. That's a bad mentality. It's like, you should always gas yourself up and love yourself, but you can't be like, I'm the shit, no one else can touch me. Like, once you start comparing to yourself to others, bro, you're not even being because you're trying to be better than others, when you're not even being better than who you are. You got to be the best version of yourself. People are trying to be the best person in the community. People are trying to be the best person in the rap industry instead of being the best version of themselves. And the rawest artists out there work on themselves. They're not working against others. They're working on themselves. You know, it's like, if you think you're too big for something, when you're in reality, like, don't have really anything, you're like, oh, I'm too big for this, I got big dreams. It's like, bro, you gotta be humble. Because people, like, bro, they're like, go watch Cole Bennett's TED Talk, bro. Like, he says it best, bro. Like, just like him, you know, he's the biggest director in hip-hop. Just one of the, he's as big as movie directors now. He's directing freaking trailers for movies. And it's like, dude, he started off, like, getting paid barely any money, like, videotaping artists in Chicago that, like, nobody knew, you know. He was like, I'm too big for this. You got to take every opportunity as an opportunity and a blessing with humbleness, you know. And some people they just have big shot mentality, you know. And even if they make it there, it's like, congratulations, you made it to the top of a pyramid scheme. Like, where you're never going to be fulfilled. You're just going to be empty your whole life, chasing more and more, and you need validation by shitting on others, you know. Like, I use my ego to speak confidence into myself and to manifest things for myself. And I use my ego to help people do the same. Like, I use my confidence to spread that onto others. I don't want, it's false pride if you're running around making people feel insecure. You're like, oh, your shit ain't shit. Like, I'm on a whole nother level than you. Like, no, fuck that shit. And if you want to be that way, this is where my ego back kicks in. If you want to go around telling people they ain't shit and that they ain't gonna be shit and you're better than them, come over here. We will go bar for bar. And I'll still tell you I love you in the bars. Like, I'll still speak some conscious shit, bro. So this is about to get... Motherfuckers don't got bars like that, bro. Motherfuckers don't got bars like that to be speaking that way, bro. And the people that got the bars don't. Confidence doesn't have to prove itself. You know? The bars speak for themselves. I don't gotta spit bars and go off stage and be like, huh, yeah, they ain't got shit on this. No, the bars spoke for themselves, and that's not why I'm rapping in the first place. I'm trying to open people's minds. I'm trying to open people's hearts. I'm trying to express myself and help others express themselves. So that's what music for. Music is not a competition. Music is to bring people together. It's not to divide people, and that's why I make music. That's why I host shows. I had people come out to one of my shows, and they're just like, "We're gonna fuck this place up. They ain't ready for us," and it's just like, bro. That mentality's gonna get you nowhere. Yeah. They post on Snapchat, people really think I'm really out here doing the most. People, bruh, quit saying you're versatile because you make 2 versions of rap, like you do your mumble or then you start fucking singing, like, bruh, chill out. You're hallucinating. You're hallucinating. You're literally ego tripping. You are hallucinating. You're a trip of consciousness, telling yourself all this shit that's not real, bro. And it's like, I make all kind of music. I love all kind of music. I respect everybody that makes music, other than people that shit on others.
And I want to bring this up if you don't mind.
Except you're Brandon. Brandon can't play basketball. But that's a whole, we don't judge on this podcast unless it's Brandon. Brandon's jumper is whack. Love you, Brandon.
He gonna say, "Oh, you could barely even shoot too." The rim, bro.
Hell no.
Rim, bro. But nah.
Yo, dunk on your ass, man. What you mean?
Man, so I want to talk about. It was like almost a month before. No, almost like a month ago or a month and a half ago, and it was about toxic masculinity and like a call to was it a call to order or to attention to artists that have the toxic masculinity, have the oh I'm hard, like basically like explain that call to action to express that what you meant by that.
So we got people coming on Facebook posting every day, for one, just shitting on people because they're not where. If someone's not where you want to be, don't shit on them, because those people might not want to be where you want to be. They might be exactly where they need to be. Everybody's always where they need to be. There's so much toxic masculinity in hip-hop and in music nowadays and in the world, and it all stems from just having to prove that you're top dog. And like, I'm thinking of TDE in my head, Top Dog Entertainment, but ain't gonna be Top Dog now. Kendrick left. Yeah, you're Top Dog left. No, I'm just kidding. I fuck with everybody in TDE. I fuck with everybody in TDE. Dreamville though, Dreamville really hitting different nowadays, but people just want to. They want to go online and they want to make themselves look better than others, and they want to acknowledge what other people are doing wrong, and just kind of promote the aspect that, I don't know, that small town shit. Like, oh, it's just y'all dreams gonna die in the small town with you type deal. And it's like, bruh, I don't know. I just think people should be nice. And like, I'm a masculine person. I used to not be masculine. I used to be very feminine. I'm in my masculine energy. But Andrew Tate, if you hear this, you are a toxic masculine person. Do you know what Andrew Tate is?
I know who he is.
Bro, you are toxic, bro.
I know who he is.
Same with Sneeko. You are both toxic. Y'all both got points that make sense, but then you just, smash it with self-righteousness, bro. And like, it's just, you gotta find a balance between toxic, or like, not toxic, you gotta find a balance between masculine and feminine energy, because those energies are within every living being on this planet. Because even though I'm a man, I came from a woman. So there's a woman in me. That is like, not in any way, but like, there is literally to the point where like, I can have could be a woman in me. Like, in my ball sack. I could have a daughter. Like, there's feminine energy in you. But there's also masculine energy. And you got to balance that shit, bro. You can't just be a snowflake. You can't just be like, judgmental, we're judgmental. And then you can't just be overly like, oh, you fucking snowflakes, my fucking generation. Like, bro, you have to find a balance, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm a soft-hearted human being, but when I need to, like, when I need to tell someone what's good, I tell them what's good, you know? And it's like, bro, I'm into the earth, you know, I'm all about climate change, I'm all about feminism, all that shit. I wouldn't consider myself a feminist, but, like, I stand for females. But there's a lot of shit that those two dudes say that makes a lot of sense. That shit the female, like... Females, if you're watching this, no offense, all my queens, you're not a prize because you're a female. Just had to say that. Like humans are equal. Men are not better than females. Females are not better than men. Yes, females have been suppressed for years, and I'll stand behind that. And I'll stand with the female and their rights. But, like, the whole men ain't shit. Fuck that. The whole, these bitches ain't shit. Fuck that, bro. We have to find a balance, bro. And that's, if you're saying these bitches ain't shit, you're toxic masculine. If you're saying men aren't shit, you're a toxic feminine. What people don't understand is they're not in touch with the other side of themselves. And they don't know themselves on a truer level because they're lost in the simulation.
Yeah, because how do you feel about artists or people in general that they pick on other people or they talk bad about other people, but deep inside they fucked up?
Oh, that's why they talk bad about people. Why would I deal with all this bad negative talk I have about myself when I can go and just distract myself by putting that onto others? You know, it's like, the people that aren't out there doing that are healed people.
Right.
The people there's not a bad bone to the point where it's like, why would I be talking shit? Like, there's no shit inside of me to talk. That shit that you're talking is coming from inside. And that's the problem. Motherfuckers got a lot going on inside that they ain't deal with. So they're over here, oh, I'm the fucking shit, these people. And it's always the ones that are so negative that are attracting all these negative, oh, everybody's fucking me over, everybody's out to get me, and that's the toxic masculine mindset. Like, don't trust any of your friends, they're all out to get you. And it's like, bro, my friends are great. I ain't got a damn worry in this world because I elevate myself and my vibe attracts my tribe. So I attract good people into my life. And the second there's people around, there's energies around within the community, and I see negativity, I stay away from it. I don't go and say, yo, don't hang out with that person, because that's gatekeeping. I'll be a guardian and be like, hey, just be safe, make sure that this person doesn't do you wrong, but, like, don't just not, oh, don't fuck with them because I don't fuck with them, because that's just, that's whack. That's, you know, you can't control people in that way, you know.
How do you feel about people that mess up opportunities by not just being that way, but also, like, when, I would say, if let's say, 9 times out of 10 opportunities were to be given to them, or different things that that you could say, okay, this can't go wrong unless if I have a car crash or like something, like, okay, like something happened like out of nowhere. Like, how do you feel about people mess up opportunities or are given opportunities, but they can never be satisfied? As far as, say for instance, you give somebody a performance at one of the shows. Oh, there's not plenty people here. Or I thought there was gonna be more people here. Like, how do you feel about that?
For one, not everything that counts is counted. And not everything that is counted counts. You can have 10,000 people there, but if the love ain't there, none of that matters. You can have 3 people there, and if the love's there, that matters, bro. Bet your ass, when I pop off, I'm gonna pull up random, bro. If I'm on tour and I got like 2 extra days, I'm gonna see there's some like fucking small town. Bet your ass, I'm gonna pop off and not to show up on Mic.Over. I'm showing up to your. I'm gonna pop off at a local little fucking event going on, or like a little fucking like speakeasy open mic in the city or some shit. Like that shit is awesome, bro. it's like, especially if there's not a lot of people there, you can take that opportunity, connect to the people that are, because who knows? Who knows, you know, you might connect to someone that's connected to a lot of people and might bring you to something else. But you do it for love. You gotta do it for love. You know, I've had shows where not a lot of people showed up, and I got discouraged, but there's no reason to, as long as the people that were there enjoyed it. Like, my Wonderland show was not popping as the last 3 shows at Goodfellas beforehand. I was a little disappointed, but I was more disappointed in the shit fucking up. But when the days end, I got people messaging me, like homies messaging me saying like, "Oh, this is the best night of my life." Like, somebody messaged me that, and I was like, "Really?" I was like, I wasn't having a good time, but like, that's what matters, you know. And it helped me get out of my ego and realize that as a performer, you might want to perform for 100 people at this show or this fest. There might be 20 people there, 10 people there, but those people need to hear what you have to say, and it might change their life.
Yeah.
But you gotta humble yourself, because you're selfish and you're not, as a performer, we're supposed to be giving. We're giving, we're performing, but you're trying to take. You need more people, you're trying to take. Yeah, you're like a vacuum, you're a psychic vampire. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, and because, well, this book, I'm plug this, I'm still reading it, but it's, you know, say his name for me so I make sure they say it the wrong way.
Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. Now, in here, it talks about, it's a whole chapter just on, you know, the thing of ego, you know, emotion, ego, all this stuff like that. When I look at this, I haven't read this yet, but as far as ego and fame, you think about people that, you know, want to do, we in here. You think about people that, you know, want clout, and it's like, or people that, you know, want to collaborate, people with clout, or people that try to take advantage or try to leech on people, you know, and okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get this amount of clout, and afterwards, once I'm done with the person, I'm good, or they appear to try to be like, try to camouflage themselves. Oh yeah, you know, I'm here for you. I'm really here for you. And at the same time, it's like I said, the mind frame of some people never went outside of Northwest Indiana. Some people never went outside of Atlanta. Some people never went outside of Michigan. So it's like, when you say this whole, local or the city, people looking at city fame as like it's up here. I mean, not saying that it's a, as far as city fame is not. No, you building your city, and then afterwards you continuously grow. Yeah. You know, in sister cities or whatever. Then outside. In Twin Cities.
Yeah. Dropping gems.
Yeah, Twin Cities.
What you mean?
So, how do you feel about people in this mind frame? Man, like, you know, and never even went out, like, in this mind frame. Oh man, like this fame, like, okay, I'm finna get the clout. I'm finna work with this person, and they already feel like they up there.
You have to climb to the top. You don't just teleport up there, and you can't just convince yourself that you started at the top. And people start at the top. I'm this, and I'm worth this, and I'm a manifest all this, and it's like, you gotta take opportunities. You gotta take one step at a time, and you can't. You can do whatever you want. Thou shalt do as thou wilt. We got free will here on this earth. We're co-creating with the universe. But if fame is the reason you're in it, like, personally, me, I love music. I want to make the best music possible. Yes, I want to be famous. I want to be rich, but not for attention, not for money. Yes, I want to have a nice house. I want to put the money into my music. I want to be able to help people build a business, this and that. I want fucking material things. I don't want cars and whips and chains and all those things. I'll get some nice crystals, my food, my cabinet. That's the thing. You guys, You little rich mans and this and that, bro. Y'all got 10 million. You pull up to the dollar menu, bro. You're poor as can be, bro. Because your mind's poor. You got $1 million in the world and you still think you don't have enough, bro. That ain't wealth. Wealth is a mindset, bro. Wealth is a mindset. Wealth is, I got a bowl of grapes right here. Gratitude. Gratitude. Blessings, you know? And that's the problem, is nothing will ever be enough. And that's the problem for that, you know? And don't get me wrong, bro. I believe that you should be thankful for what you have and always want more. But if you're not thankful for what you have and you just kind of keep wanting more and more and more, you ain't ever going to be thankful. There's no point. It's just a black hole.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love this because this is a conversation that needs to be had. It's like we talk about also the good, but we also talk about, okay, the challenges. See, they thought I was going to say, oh, the bad. No, the challenges. The challenges.
Yeah.
Not the bad, the challenges.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about this one thing that we talked about this other day. That's like really obvious. I mean, it's everywhere, but as far as our community and other sister cities and around us, like mental health.
Yes.
You know, suicide awareness.
That's another thing too. I'll go 2 steps back with the whole ego and fame and everything. It's like, you go to a show, that's what I was saying, you can go to a show, you want all of many people there. There might be 2 people there that are suffering, but them being there might help them. And if you're not giving them your all, bro, you ain't helping them. And as an artist, I think my favorite thing about throwing shows is that there's so much issues with mental health in the world, in our community, is 50%. Well, I know everybody deals with their own stuff, but like 50% of our community are people that have suicidal fucking ideation and deal with it bad. Me, I don't deal with that. I have issues here and there. Me, I'm out of that. And it's not because I'm better or anything. I've healed. So it's my job to be a guardian to these people with mental health issues. My best friends committed suicide, and I promised that in my life I was going to help people not want to do that. And that's why I make music. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I give hugs to people. That's why I'm open-hearted to everybody. And you got to give everybody space, and you got to see everybody, and you know, let everybody shine. And there's so much mental health issues in the world, and something that I've realized is that the body holds trauma, and everybody's gone through their own trauma. We don't know how to work through it. We do drugs, we do shit to cope with our trauma, and some of us are healers out here, and we're supposed to be doing the work. And then that's my main thing, is just doing the work, helping others heal, helping others get into the ground, helping others get to the roots of their problems. Because mental health is the mental, it's the brain. Every nerve in your body and every blood cell in your body, every single thing in this whole complexion is connected. You suffer from anxiety. You want to know a really bad cause of an anxiety? You want to guess this? Here, I'm going to stand up. It's your vagus nerve. It's your vagus nerve. It runs from right here all the way up your spine to your temple, to your head. I don't believe in mental health. Because I do, but what I'm saying is that word is a stigma.
Yeah.
There is no mental. The physical is the physical. The mental, you have more serotonin in your gut than you do your brain.
Yeah.
If your gut's fucked, bro, your mind's fucked. Because everything's connected. So we're trying to fix our head, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the problem is in the brain. Sometimes the problem is certain things in the mind. But majority of the time, it is coming from the rest of the body. It's coming from the shit we were eating as a kid, bro. Preservatives from McDonald's we were eating when we were fucking 6, like, you know, and it's like, I feel bad because I try to promote health, and some people will be like, "Oh, I tried it for 2 weeks, I don't feel any better."
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working on your health, I'm working on my health still. Always going to be working on my health. It's a process every day, bro. You're trying to get better. You can't just take something and it's going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Well, you can't, actually. Because what you're taking is numbing it. The second that thing wears off, it's back. So you got to work through it every single day. And just know that you aren't a victim and that there is something wrong inside the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Plants can fix it. Nature can fix it. You believe in Jesus? Jesus can fix that shit. Christ, spirituality, the universe, angels, bro. Healing exists. And this is coming from somebody who wanted to kill himself for years. Mm-hmm. This is coming from someone who was overweight, anxiety, depression. Mm-hmm. Okay, hear me out. So if I was just somebody who's been happy my whole life, dealt with no trauma, it'd be a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
They had me taking Vyvanse. They had me taking, I was taking bipolar medicine, depression medicine. I was taking like 3 to 4 pills. Mm-hmm. By the time I was in 6, taking all these pills, bro. And I was fucked. I was a bad kid. I was angry. Like, broken windows ever, put my head through windows, like, breaking shit, screaming, fighting, fucking freaking out, wanting to kill myself. I healed that through my spirit alone. Because when the body goes through trauma, some people don't believe that we are a soul. They think, and if you don't believe we're a soul, don't be like, I don't like that person.
Yeah.
Be like, their body's all wired weird. Because obviously that person is more than just a body. You're not like, oh, I don't fuck with that person. I like that person. Mm-hmm. Is your idea of a person just a bunch of cords in the body? Like, I don't like the way that brain is to that thing. Obviously, we are more than the body.
Yeah.
When my body quits working, and you see me in a casket, and you're like, oh, he's gone. Obviously, there's more than that fucking body.
Exactly.
Or do you think I'm literally just this, his charger died, he's run out of battery life. Like, no, bro, we're a soul. And when you experience trauma, your soul and your spirit leaves the body to protect itself. Mm-hmm. And the body stores trauma. We get stuck in our mind, we're lost in our mind and body, soul's disconnected. It takes a while to heal that. And once you can heal that and you can connect your mind with your body and heal those in unison, your soul will come back down. Mm-hmm. And then you'll have a complete spiritual healing and awakening. Mm-hmm. I dealt with abuse in my childhood. I dealt with addiction in my family, addiction within myself. I'm a recovering drug addict. I'm a recovering alcoholic. 2 years sober off of alcohol. A few years sober off of hard drugs. I don't smoke weed anymore. Cannabis is definitely medicine, but I wasn't using it as medicine. 95% of the people I know don't use it as medicine. They use it as a drug. Smoke it to the second start of the day to the end of the day. That ain't medicine. Medicine heals you. A drug is what the doctor prescribes you to fix what's there. Once that medicine wears off and you're not healed, you need more of it. That's not medicine. You go and drink ayahuasca in the woods. If you need more the next day, you're using that shit as a drug.
Exactly.
Whether that's psychedelics, whether that's anything, bro. I myself am living proof that you can heal trauma, addiction, and mental health issues. So don't just take the shit that I'm saying for granted. Listen to what I'm saying. There is something in the body, or the mind, or the brain, or your spirit that is out of balance. Obviously, that's why you're having issues.
Right.
And it is fixable, and it is able to heal. But if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, whether that be trying different doctors and different medications, or just sitting there waiting for it to go away, it's not going to go away.
Exactly. You know? And I think about too, right?
And I have empathy for all of you. Don't think that I'm like, quit being sad, because it ain't like that, bro. I love you so much that I want to see you guys heal, because I know how it is to be on the other side. You know, like, I've lost friends my whole life, bro. I've lost friends to overdose, and I've lost friends to fucking suicide, like 2 of my best friends in the world, you know? They are the reason I healed all my pain. They are my guardian angels. People might not believe in that. My homie helped me. I typed my homie's name in on YouTube. Let me see that book. I'm gonna spit y'all some gems. This is some personal shit, and I only share this with my homies. I typed my homie's name on YouTube when I was having a spiritual experience, and I didn't know what happened. This word popped up, Eckhart Tolle, ego death. You know what Eckhart Tolle told me? He said, "Do you want to?" He was talking about suicide. He's like, "If you want to die, he's like, you can. You can kill the person you tell yourself you are." And that's where it all started. I killed myself.
Mm-hmm.
I committed a personality suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are this person. I'm Mic.Over, and I'm this. I'm a collection of all these good and bad things, and all this, and we collect it, and then we identify with, I have it. I am anxiety. I am depression. I have. No, you don't. Okay, I'm about to go on. Keep going with this mental.
We still going. We still going.
You don't have anxiety. You don't have depression. You don't have anger. You don't have this stuff. You are experiencing it. These are emotions. You experience emotions. Imagine if you said, I have happy. I have sad. That doesn't make sense. They're emotions you experience. I still experience anxiety and depression. They don't stick with me because I don't identify with them anymore. I identified with them when I was a kid, and it got so bad and bad and bad because it kept storing up. You have to let your emotions flow. You can't, when the doctor staples and nails this into you and tells you you have something, it's like they tattoo it onto your skin and you can't get rid of it. I need to shit. I'm needing to for 20 minutes, but I'm still going to hold this in.
Yeah.
Secret.
Yeah. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So, how do you feel about people? Because I'm gonna say this. No, I'm gonna say this. Everybody, I feel like, just like with the whole ego death and everything of that nature, we're not talking to y'all to be always sounding good and weird. Oh, I'm this and oh, I'm that.
Yeah, hell no.
Like, oh, I'm this and oh, and listen, oh, I'm this or oh, because I am this zodiac sign, I'm the best zodiac sign, I'm the most conscious zodiac sign. Listen, we gonna keep it a buck with you. A lot of the messengers experience that trauma to the fullest.
Yes.
A lot of messengers, yes. a lot of people that are out there shifting the culture, a lot of people that are out there pushing the message are the ones that have experienced the trauma. So they're able to identify because they experienced it.
Yeah.
So they have experienced. And when you talk about the stigma thing, how do you feel about when people are addicted? Negativity is a drug.
Is it a drug? Okay, so people romanticize negativity and mental health. People romanticize. I'm tired of hearing. I hear this almost every day. Mental health isn't talked about enough. Everybody in the fucking world does nothing but talk about mental health. Everybody. There's no hidden anymore. Everybody's got I am fucking depressed on their forehead. And people are acting like this is a foreign thing.
Mm-hmm.
That their schools aren't talking about it. That the doctors aren't talking about it. That the communities aren't talking about it. That the fucking Facebook pages and the Instagram pages. Everybody in the goddamn world is talking about mental health. Mm-hmm. So quit saying that this isn't talked about enough. Mm-hmm. It is talked about too much. Honestly. Mm-hmm. Not enough people are talking about physical health.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough people are talking about spiritual health. The only health I hear about on my page is mental health. Not anymore, because my algorithms hit me with the you know, they're trying to help me spiritually and physically, you know, drinking beet juice and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a stigma, you know, it's a big stigma. Our brain works in pathways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this loop that we keep going on, you know, it's like even when we get out of it, we can go have a great show, we can go have fun at a park or do whatever, or like go fucking white water rafting.
Mm-hmm.
But once you go back to your home or wherever you're at, once you get out of that, you're like, oh, I had a great time. The body and the brain, the way it works, is in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
pathways, pathways through like the brain, is that you're just gonna start. You're gonna start at the beginning. Oh, I'm depressed. Like it's instantly like you have to change your brainwave states. You have to literally. You have to wash your brain because you've been brainwashed, and you have to wash your brain. This world has been brainwashed. We've been fed poison since a kid. I don't really speak. I don't post as much as I used to on like consciousness and mental health. I used to shove it down people's throats, and I try to just be light and let that shine on others. But if I'm gonna say something I used to say, what was I gonna say? It was a gem. It was about. No, like I had it. It's there. It's there.
It's about mental health. You said about.
Well, it's about mental health, obviously. Yeah. It was something that I was gonna say that related to like the way the brain pathways work.
Yeah, you said more than pathways and that we talk about neuroreceptors. And,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, you gotta wash your brain. I'll just keep it at that. You have to wash your brain because your brain has been conditioned from youth by downloading images, downloading trauma, downloading what your parents told you, downloading what you heard in school, eating the shit you did, that our DNA is just whacked,
Yeah.
Like, our DNA is whacked. DNA isn't something humans just have. I mean, we do. It's not like, take my DNA. DNA is your kundalini, and people don't want to understand that. The double helix is energy that goes from the base of your spine through your cerebral spinal fluid to your crown chakra, which is your pituitary gland. Literally, your DNA has to be unlocked because our body is a fucking. This is mental health in a nutshell. Our body is a vehicle. Our whole body is a vehicle. The mind is like the engine, which powers the whole vehicle. But then there's a bunch of cords and a bunch of pipes, and that's the down here. And there's shit. The cords are broke and the pipes, and we gotta fix the fucking shit. We have to fix the shit, and there is a solution to every problem because there is no such thing as a problem without a solution. That doesn't make sense. Would it be a problem? There's no solution to this carpet because it's just a carpet. There's a solution to mental health. Because it's a problem. If there's a problem, there's a solution. There's a cure to everything. Everything.
How do you feel about the victimizing mindset of an artist? Like an artist, or any creative, or any person, people be in college can do arithmetic. Or people can, be at a job and they're like, oh well, because I'm this and I'm this, I can't never be this. Like
the ego. So the ego isn't always. It always isn't. I'm the shit. The ego is also I'm nothing. I am this badge at this job and I hate. And I'm stuck in this. The ego is identifying. The victim is your identity. You're playing victim role. You're choosing your identity as in life is happening to me, not for me. I'm going to work tomorrow. I get to go to work tomorrow. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I get to go to work tomorrow. I get to make money. There's people out there that are like fucking some third world country poor with AIDS on the beach and like fucking ate. I get to get up out of this bed that I sleep in and I got fucking Wi-Fi and shit and water and food and all that fucking shit and I get to go to work. Yeah, I work in a gas station. Oh, I'm a victim. I work at a gas station. No, I get to go make $13 an hour tomorrow. Cooking food for people that get to buy food because they get to go to work. Shifting that victim consciousness. Instantly understanding, oh, I gotta go run to the store. I'm out of food. What? Like, I've seen people in my family, like, they're just like, and I'm like, dude, just go do the thing. Like, Go get some food. Food's fucking awesome. I love shopping. Like, oh, fuck, I'm out of batteries. Just go to the store. Just don't be a victim about things. Like, if something bad happens to you that someone does to you, there's a need to be there. A victim is a thing. It exists. It shouldn't be a role you play in day-to-day life things. If you get abused, if you get sexually harassed, if you get beat up, if you deal with oppression, you deal with anything, you're a victim to that. That is pure truth. You can't bring that into. I mean, personally, I don't like speaking on that because I've been through shit and I understand how it is. You don't have to be a victim in, oh, I work at this shitty day job in this shitty society that everybody's got to work money and meh. Bruh, it is equal game on this world. The 1%, 99%, it is equal game on this world, bro. I can become the 1% tomorrow. It is equal game on this world. We all have free will. We're all co-creating with the universe. There is a blank canvas called Earth, and our thoughts create our reality. And somebody was just going to be like, oh, I'm going to make a wall. Oh, what's a wall? You're going to have a thing stand up? Boom, we got a wall right here. We're sitting in a box full of things that didn't exist, that existed inside the mind once. Therefore, we are co-creating with the universe, and this whole everything you're watching is proof. You're looking at a screen in a box full of thoughts that people once thought of, and they all created the bed you were sitting on. None of this existed. So if you want something in life and it doesn't exist, and you're like, oh man, I'm a victim to what is, and you know, only if this and that, you have to think that into reality and work it and create it and bring it into flesh. You have to be that magician role in your life. And it's not easy. Not everybody can do that. Some people are easy at manifesting things than others, you know. Like, for me, it comes natural. And when I try hard to resist it or push it, it doesn't come as natural. But just not being a victim to, you know, I used to be a victim to being fat. I used to weigh 75 pounds more than I do now. Probably about 70, 65, but still, I used to be overweight as a kid, and I was always a victim to it. I wasn't a victim to my body. If anything, I was a victim to what I learned was food. Once I became aware of what the problem was, it wasn't my body, it was what I was eating. It was what I was consuming. It was what I was telling myself, that I'm a victim. I created that. You know, there's a balance between, I feel bad for people. Look, your first 7 years, bro, that's all your parents. And like, I love you, mama. Like, no. Your first 7 years of your life, bro, whatever you adapted in your mind, in your body, your everything is not your fault. That you're not a victim of all those patterns that were conditioned into you.
Yeah.
But don't be a victim of them. Realize that you didn't create that, and that you have to create something different for yourself. You have to break out of conditioning. And like, I could be a victim of my condition and say, oh, once you get to a certain age and you once you realize there's a problem, and then you try playing victim still, that's a problem. Once I'm like, oh, well, I'm this way because my parents conditioned me. That's victim mentality. Like, if you don't know, it's a difference. If you're unaware, unconsciously aware that you're just a product of your environment, you are a victim. That's what a product of the environment is, a victim. But if you're just going to be like, well, I'm this way because I'm a product of my environment, you just went third person to see that you got an issue here. And you're like, well, I got an issue here.
Yeah.
Fucking get up and do something about it.
Oh, I'm from Hammond, or I'm from Gary.
It don't matter where the fuck you from.
I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from Tahiti. I'm from Honolulu.
Bruh, y'all hear me out. My mom killed it. My mom killed it. She was great. Single parent. 5 kids, minimum wage. My dad was a crackhead, didn't take care of me. She did it. She taught me that you can make anything happen. And that you can provide. I'm not from Gary. I'm not from Hammond. I'm not from the hood. I'm from a little white trash shitty town called Cedar Lake, Indiana. But it's also beautiful. It's a really beautiful place. A lot of good nature. A lot of fucking sick architecture that's coming into the play. But a lot of crackheads out here. A lot of meth. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like, I can't, mm-hmm. I dealt with all this as a kid because where I'm from, and, you know, my dad wasn't around. I spent 19 damn years of my life blaming everything and not having a dad and being poor. Mm-hmm. Bro, the second when I said at my friend, I typed his name into YouTube and saw Eckhart Tolle, mm-hmm. that same night, I'm not gonna lie, I happened to be on a substance that was opening my mind, but it broke me through the matrix, dude. And I was instantly, I realized that not having my dad was the biggest blessing in my life. Everything that I thought was like working against me was working for me. And I was just the yin and yang, it was just turning. It was like a doorknob and it just turned, mm-hmm. you know, like a gear. And it switched, and I realized in that moment that I've used victim mentality of things that I went through because I stored it inside of me, and it was trauma I was holding inside, and in that moment I just healed from all of it. Mm-hmm. And not all of it, I still held some in there. It's like there was a time where I healed all my childhood trauma. Thought I healed all my childhood trauma. There's still like a little down there somewhere, there's a little bit like grimy stuck in the corner, you know, when you're like, I've worked a lot of dishwashing jobs, yeah. where you got that grimy shit in the corner that you it just can't get out. Yeah. And then I've had trauma happen as an adult within the past 3 years, traumatic experiences that have caused, it brought back all the memories of all that shit, and I had to do the healing again, and I'm still doing the healing. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a victim of these things, you know? Like, I'd say addiction runs in my family. Mm-hmm. Am I a victim of addiction? I was. I let, but now I'm the creator. Mm-hmm. I decide that I'm not going to indulge. I'm aware that shit, there's a genetic fuckery there, mm-hmm. that I can indulge. And I can't play victim anymore. Like, oh, I'm just an addict, it's in my family. Like, no, like, I just have to stay away. Mm-hmm. I'm a victim of needing to shit. Mm-hmm. I need to shit really bad. I need to take a poop. Yeah. I need to take a poop.
Well, actually, I got one more question. You can take the poop. You can take the poop.
It went away too. Like, it was just, I was holding it like literally like 35 minutes ago. I needed to shit, and then it just like went away, and then it's like, oh, it's like I'm like it's pushing it up the chute, now it's going down. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm getting too descriptive on the podcast.
You good?
Yeah.
But talk about that book you got right there. We gotta do a part 2 to this.
On God,
we do part 2 to this.
The Secret. Mm-hmm. So I rented this book from the library once. Read probably like half of it, maybe a third of it. Just helped me generate so much positive energy. It taught me that I'm like basically an antenna in this world, and that when I raise my vibration and when I quit thinking that the things I want are outside of me, I already am them. They just start shooting at me. Mm-hmm. This book is proof of that. Mm-hmm. Last few times I was in thrift stores, I was looking for this book. I wanted this book. I could have just ordered it and shit, but like, I didn't want it. It's not that I was like looking for it, searching, but every time I was out, I'd check. And I was thinking about the book. And then I came inside to grab the groceries, and the book was just sitting in the front room. I guess my sister brought it home from where she works. And I was just like, yeah, I manifested. It's The Secret. Mm-hmm. It's basically that we aren't victims, we create our reality. And that is the secret. Like, this book in a nutshell is that we create our reality, and we can have anything we want. Mm-hmm. We just have to be as if we already have it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's why a lot of people don't get where they want to be. Is because they can do all the hard work, they can do all this, but they're still at a low frequency, and they're still saying, I don't have it yet, I don't have it yet, I don't have it yet, mm-hmm. I don't have it yet. Mm-hmm. So you're just chasing the dragon. You'll never catch the dragon. Mm-hmm. Bitch, I am the dragon. I ain't chasing shit. That's on my ego. Mm-hmm. I put that on my ego. I am the dragon. Mm-hmm. No, motherfuckers can chase me. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck all that shit.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do part 2.
On God.
Yeah. So I'll look what they say with Kanye at the one Drink Champs. This the best episode of season 3 already.
Yeah,
I don't care. No, it's the best episode of season 3 already. This is yes sir. This is the best episode of season 3 already, hands down. So we appreciate you coming on Instagram podcast live and direct.
Hell yeah.
And it's your boy LILEL, and shoot, we gotta go. Let's watch the
Oh yeah, I'm watching shit.